me get to know ya. Hey, nah, 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 nah. Delve into emotion. Leave us in this moment. Yeah.
Hello, welcome to the Relations Podcast. This is the Getting to Know You section, and today we're getting to know Leandro Ghezzi. And I'm sure I pronounced your surname wrong, Leandro. So how do you say your surname?
Ghezzi.
Ghezzi? We're always massacring names. Him more than anybody else. He was introducing Godzilla yesterday, and he massacred everybody's name in Japan. Probably he's not going to listen to us anymore.
You give me a language, I can speak it, but I will massacre it. Hell, I even massacre English. So that's part of my charm. So, Leandro, on your spare time, what do you do for your spare time, or what do you do for a living?
Recently, I have just changed jobs. I'm working as a site manager / caretaker in a school. These days, I'm not having much time left. I'm reading. Catching up, watching movies. I'm doing a course about the planets.
Oh, neat.
I'm working. I have to go back to the gym, but I haven't done it yet. And I have a big development.
Do you have any social media or website in particular you want anybody to follow, or you just want to? Are you alone?
No, not really. Any. Instagram.
That's okay.
Don't ask me my Instagram because I can't remember.
I gotta find you on Instagram. I'll start harassing you. Okay.
We cover a lot of genres in the podcast and stuff like that. What's your favorite genre of film or television or books?
Oh, I really like action movies. Those one. Well, when I was growing up, like Terminator,
right?
X-Men,
DC Comics, Marvel. You like all that?
Yes, I've done. I'm not really like. I haven't seen all the movies from Marvel, but no, I really like action movies. But recently, I've been watching, Hannibal Lecter and The Silence of the Lambs and all those.
Just a little light movie watching, little higher vibrational stuff. Yeah, I get you.
But no, I mean, I wouldn't say. I mean, I can watch any type of movie. I don't have some people say that no, I don't watch certain type of movies. I watch any kind. Actually, I used to have a really good book. I have it in Argentina called 1,000 Movies You Should Watch Before You Die.
Yeah.
Really, really cool book. So, but action movies, are my favorite ones.
Do you have a favorite film?
Oh no, I have a lot of movies that I like, but I couldn't right now tell you.
It's hard.
Yeah, maybe Castaway.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Wilson. Okay.
Wilson.
And the world wept for missing volleyball. Now, most of us grew up on films and stuff like that. Do you remember what your first film memory was? What the very first film that you ever saw was?
Yes. The first movie I went to watch at the cinema, there were two. One is called Chatran. It was the name of it's really crazy movie. It was a cat, right? Normal cat was lost, ended being in the wildlife. And the movie was all about that. And I think in the end, he found a way back home. Someone put it in a box, and the box ending like in a river. So really strange movie because no one talked, no one said anything. And then there was another one called The Bear.
I love that.
Have you seen it?
Yes,
Really?
I
Oh,
love
it's
it. That poor little guy. What a talk about a struggle for survival. Yeah, I love
yes.
that. I took my
So-
kids. I love that movie. I've forgotten all about it till you just said something.
Those were the first two movies I went to watch this.
Oh, you're young. You're young. Do you have a favorite book and author, perhaps, you'd like to share?
Well, I have read. Well, when I was studying English, I started to read Roald Dahl, and I have read nearly the majority of his books. I haven't read all of them, but I think he wrote like 40-something books, and I read more than 20. So,
Who was that again? I didn't catch it.
Roald Dahl, the one who wrote Matilda, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's
well, he even he wrote Tales of Unexpected, and in USA they made a TV program.
Right.
Yeah, that one about the bee feeding the baby royal jelly, and the baby turns.
Yes.
Oh man, no kidding, guys. You guys think of stuff I haven't thought of in eons. Okay.
Yeah.
We're covering Kings of Horror, of course, for season 5. So what episode are you looking most forward to this season?
Stephen King, because I have read other stories and I like how he writes, and actually have just started to read the book. Then The Rats, because someone told me that's really cool. All the rest of there's one that is like The Ring, so if it is the one with the movie, I have seen the movie, but I would say Stephen King.
Wow. Excellent.
Well, since you joined us, what do you like about podcasting?
Well, I really like because for example, 3 of us or the 5 of us, we're reading the same book and watching the same movie, but each of us has a different perspective of the things, or the same movie or book. And I don't know, for me it's fun. And the interaction and then meeting new people.
That's cool. That's why I feel about it too.
Mm-hmm.
Now, most of us live our life with like our favorite quote or saying. What's your favorite quote or saying? And
well, I have recently doing a course, and then someone wrote this phrase from Theodore Roosevelt, which is, "It's hard to fall, but it's worth never being trying to go up."
Do you have, like, considering that we're talking to a lot of people when we do these things, do you have any message to fans or people that listen that any specific thing changed your life for the better, for the worse? Hopefully for the better.
I think it's the first time someone asked me something like that. Well, I would say like to listen your inner voice, because it's never wrong. It has took me a long time to be able to understand that. When you have that voice that is telling you, "Oh no, this is like kind of like wrong," and you don't want to listen it, until eventually you realize that you should listen more. That, and I read in a book that apparently that's the voice like of the wisdom, because that's like it's the voice that you hardly never listen, and then you say, "Oh, well, if I would have followed my
right."
So that.
now, as we know that the human race, at one point we were going to expire and our memory lives on. So when you pass on, was there anything that you specifically want to be remembered for?
Well, I don't know, having always been like trying to do new things. Actually, you can see it here. So, and before my dad passed away, he wrote me an email, and then he said, well, whatever. He told me like he was like in his life, so, me, like whatever has happened in my life, I always like stand up and carry on. So that just like carry on and trying your best and be the best you can be.
It's all any of us can do.
Mm-hmm.
And one last question before we let you go and live the rest of your life until we see you for our next recording. Where are you from, and how and what brought you to England?
Well, I'm from Argentina. When I finished my degree, I went to work in USA, and then to be able to go back and work for another year in USA, I have experience. So I have a friend that was living. She lives here in UK. So I came here for a year to get experience, and then I started to play rugby, and then I stayed.
You were sold at rugby, huh?
Yeah. Well, I started to play. I played 2 seasons and a half. Then someone broke my leg, so I didn't want to go back home with a broken leg.
I don't blame you.
So then, one thing and the other, and then now I'm living here.
Well, we're really glad we got you. So we enjoy your company.
No, I'm really happy to be part of the podcast.
Argentina's lost is our game. So.
That's right.
Well, we want to thank you, Leandro, for taking your time out on your Sunday day of rest. And thank you for being part of the Literary License Podcast. And we can't wait to get started with season 5. And we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Thank you very much, and see you in a couple of weeks.
Bye, sweetie.
Bye.
Let your mind be free. Stop holding back, 'cause you can fight it. Oh, I don't know your name, but something in me has ignited. Oh, I was down when I saw you in the clouds, out of phase, filled with doubt. I was drifting in and out, levitate, fade away. I had left full time and space, but you just caught my eye. Hey, nah, please won't you come over? Let me get to know ya. Hey, nah, delve into emotion, leave us in this moment.